I think what I'm most excited about with this is it's going to be there forever.
My name is Logan Beck, co-founder and director of development at Root Lab.
We built the 250 square foot topographical bronze map for Washington-on-the-Brazos, which is a Texas historic site about an hour and a half outside of Houston. We were given a pretty detailed design packet of what they wanted, and it included 92 3D houses that were placed on the topographical map surface, and then also a really cool ferry boat, which is the coolest part of the whole map, I think. Kind of took their design packet and proposed a plan of action. We looked at this map and we're like, all right, it's 200 square feet. We realized that the budget and the timeline couldn't support casting that whole thing. So we proposed water jet cut bronze sheets for the flat parts, and then we proposed 3D printed cast pieces for the topographical parts. Typical process for a bronze cast is you start with a master. So for us, that would be a 3D printed master. So you make a mold of that master, and then you cast wax from that. And then that wax is used to create the ceramic mold that gets baked in an oven. And in that process, the wax melts out, and you're left with a hollow form with all the detail on the inside that then you can bronze into and get your bronze.
That's been the process for thousands of years.
The way we kind of short-circuited that was we skipped that wax step. You lose detail every time you make a mold and cast something. So we're skipping one whole step there, which is huge because they wanted all this little detail on each one of the houses. We were basically given Monopoly level models of these houses, just flat models. And then they gave us historic photographs that they wanted us to digitally detail into these models. So Rich did all of that meticulous detailing, but that detail was worth it because we're able to get that fidelity out of it. And it really is one of the coolest things about it. You look in a little bit and you're like, oh man, I can see window panes. I can see log cabin details. I can see the shingles on the roof. That's not typical, especially at the scale that we're talking. Most of those houses are 3 inches on the long dimensions. Working with bronze is a relatively new process for us and new material. Several of our team here really went above and beyond and learned this process, learned how to weld it, learned how to work it, learned how to patina it. And that was a bunch of R&D and a bunch of let's try this welding process, let's try these patinas. There was a lot of work that went into that, and Andrew and Aiden really crushed it on this one. And then of course the install team really went above and beyond with the whole project.
Couldn't have made it there without them.
It was pretty cool when state senators showed up and gave speeches standing right in front of the thing that our crew was literally up the whole night before that, getting it to a point where it was presentable, because we were just against that kind of timeline. We needed every minute that we had, and we took it, and it was worth it because little did we know they were putting that podium right in front of it. Root Lab's a really unique group of artists and engineers and designers and project managers, and everyone kind of comes at it with their own thing that they are the best at. I mean, I honestly think that every single person in the shop has one thing that they are truly the expert in, and we rely on that expertise in our team constantly. So that's truly something that is, I think, remarkable and probably different from a lot of other companies. We rely on that expertise in a real way.